Hello, fellow souls. I am Anna Soul, and this is Living with Soul. And here we talk all things transformation from victim to victor, one thought at a time. All of the lights are. Have you ever felt like you are living in two different worlds? I find teetering along the line between soul consciousness and body consciousness, it feels like living in two worlds. Because the switch, the change in perspective is so vast from how the 99% think, are programmed, conditioned to think, that it's difficult to relate to most. And yet, there are still common measures that we use to establish ourselves and our identities in this world. And it's like this constant battle between the ego and the soul until, you figure out the balance for you, for the role that you're here to play. So for me, what that looks like, let's step away from the theory, shall we? I grew up in a middle class family, and what that meant was all of my needs were covered, and essentially the message, even down to the city that I was raised in, the message was to work hard and to make something of yourself, to become something that others would deem respectable. And that in itself sounded lovely. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to contribute to the world in a way that is impactful? But it got a little complicated, and suddenly the career choice related not so much to one's interest, but to one's worth. And that's where things got sticky for me. That's where I decided to take matters into my own hands and to figure out my place in the world on my own. And it's led to this journey, it's led to this point where I've been reintroduced to soul consciousness. And I can now see why my views differ so vastly from my environments. It's the typical, everyone else believes in getting a job, and I believe in becoming an entrepreneur. I believe in finding something that supports you, that reflects you, and that allows you to live that life of true happiness. But still, on that journey, on that path to my own definition of happiness and not the one that was defined for me, it still wasn't a straight and narrow path. It still wasn't easy. It still wasn't without its complications. And I realized slowly my mind has been so clouded. Getting introduced to meditation, I've really come to realize how clouded my mind has been, how filled with distractions, how much clearing there was to do in order to truly gain an understanding of the bigger picture and to truly be able to relate to it, to see my role in it. So now I'm at this point and everything is clear. It's obvious, what path of life I want to take, which is that of an individual who is connected to her soul consciousness. And yet, I find myself still comparing and somewhat competing with others who in the past have told me that unless I do these things, achieve these things, then all of my effort and good intention is in vain. It's this constant battle of like, I know that money is this impure thing, and yet there's that need for it to establish that stability in this 3D world, with the simultaneous knowing that that is not a reflection of anything but non-truth. So for me, what does this mean? It means being clear in what it is that I am choosing, and I am clear in knowing that I'm choosing a path of self-consciousness, soul consciousness. And with that means that I have the privilege and the responsibility of learning to effort a whole lot less, of learning to trust, of learning to surrender, to allow, to let go of that illusion of control, and to just go with what flows. For me, that looks like reestablishing my meditation practice. I know, it's like, wait, what? What do you mean reestablish? In my mind, my meditation practice is consistent down to the minute each day. But truth be told, after we took this course, our guru consistently told us that once the course was over, it'd become a whole lot more difficult to maintain what it is that we had learned and to maintain our practice. It takes really disciplined effort to be able to maintain it. And he was absolutely right. In a way, I mean, the knowledge is always top of mind, but the practice, not so much. Not in the way that it could be, which is literally dedicating that time to sit down. I will meditate throughout my day. I will listen to knowledge throughout my day. But that dedicated quiet time to really sit with one's thoughts in silence is unmatched. And the reason why it's coming up so strongly is because I'm having these thoughts of comparison. I'm having these thoughts of leaning into the weakness of the ego and wondering how I can compete, wondering how I can compare, weakening my own self-worth and blaming the external for all of that happening. It all starts from within. So I know that if there's anything in my reality that I am unhappy with, I have to look inside to see what kind of thoughts I'm having, what kind of karma am I sowing. When I return to self, when I give myself that space to be silent, to be still, to clear away the junk, and to sit and settle into the purity, into the peace. That's what my experience becomes. That's when the path clears, and suddenly I'm in all of the right places, meeting all of the right people, seeing all of the right things that naturally take me to the adventure that is waiting to meet me in return. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that life gets to be that simple. And because I believe it, I live it. So this is day 1 of a meditation challenge. And we'll be checking in. Yeah, we'll check in every single day and let you know how that's going. Please feel free to join. Please feel free to join. Now is truly the time. There could not be a better time to create space for yourself and to learn how to control your own mind. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, comment below something that you're hoping to discover in your own meditation journey, your own meditation challenge. Share this with someone who would love to hear this. And we'll talk soon. Om Shanti.